Balaam said, build me 7 altars here and then prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams. Balak did it. Then Balaam and Balak sacrificed a bull and a ram on each of the altars. Balaam instructed Balak, stand watch here beside your whole burnt offering while I go off by myself. Maybe God will come and meet with me. Whatever he shows or tells me, I'll report to you. Then he went off by himself. God did meet with Balaam. Balaam said, I've set up 7 altars and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. And God gave Balaam a message. Return to Balak and give him this message. He went back and found him stationed beside his whole burnt offering and with him all the nobles of Moab. Then Balaam spoke his message oracle. Balaam led me here from Aram, the king of Moab, all the way from the eastern mountains. Go curse Jacob for me. Go damn Israel. How can I curse whom God has not cursed? How can I damn whom God has not damned? From rock pinnacles I see them. From hilltops I survey them. Look, a people camping off by themselves, thinking themselves outsiders among nations. But who could ever count the dust of Jacob or take a census of cloud of dust Israel? I want to die like these right living people. I want to end just like theirs. Balak said to Balaam, what's this? I brought you here to curse my enemies, and all you've done is bless them. Balaam answered, don't I have to be careful to say what God gives me to say? Balak said to him, go with me to another place from which you can only see the outskirts of their camp. You won't be able to see the whole camp. From there, curse them for my sake. So he took him to Watchman's Meadow at the top of Pisgah. He built 7 altars there and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. Balaam said to Balak, take up your station here beside your whole burnt offering while I meet with him over there. God met with Balaam and gave him a message. He said, return to Balak and give him the message. Balaam returned and found him stationed beside his whole burnt offering and the nobles of Moab with him. Balak said to him, what did God say? Then Balaam spoke his message oracle. On your feet, Balak. Listen carefully, son of Zippor. God is not a man, one given to lies, and not a son of man changing his mind. Does he speak and not do what he says? Does he promise and not come through? I was brought here to bless, and now he's blessed. How can I change that? He has no bone to pick with Jacob. He sees nothing wrong with Israel. God is with them, and they're with him, shouting praises to their king. God brought them out of Egypt, rampaging like a wild ox. No magic spells can bind Jacob. No incantations can hold back Israel. People will look at Jacob and Israel and say, what great thing God has done. Look, a people rising to its feet, stretching like a lion, a king of beasts aroused, unsleeping, unresting until its hunt is over, and has eaten and drunk its fill. Balak said to Balaam, well, if you can't curse him, at least don't bless him. Balaam replied to Balak, didn't I tell you earlier, all God speaks and only what he speaks, I speak. Balak said to Balaam, please, let me take you to another place. Maybe we can find the right place in God's eyes where you'll be able to curse him for me. So Balak took Balaam to the top of Beor, with a vista over Jeshimon, which means wasteland. Balaam said to Balak, build 7 altars for me here and prepare 7 bulls and rams for sacrifice. Lord, they're killing a whole lot of animals for this, a lot of waste. Balak did it and presented an offering of a bull and a ram on each of the altars. Numbers 24. By now, Balaam realized that God wanted to bless Israel, so he didn't work in any sorcery as he had done earlier. He turned and looked out over the wilderness. As Balaam looked, he saw Israel camped tribe by tribe. The Spirit of God came on him, and he spoke his oracle message. Decree of Balaam, son of Beor. Yes, decree of a man with 20/20 vision. Decree of a man who hears God speak, who sees that the strong God shows him, who falls on his face in worship, who sees what's really going on. What beautiful tents, Jacob, oh, your homes, Israel, like valleys stretching out in the distance, like gardens planted by rivers, like sweet herbs planted by the gardener God, like red cedars by pools and springs. Their buckets will brim with water. Their seed will spread life everywhere. Their king will tower over Agag and his ilk, their kingdom surpassing majesty. God brought them out of Egypt, rampaging like a wild ox, gulping enemies like morsels of meat, crushing their bones, snapping their arrows. Israel crouches like a lion and naps. King of the beasts, who dares disturb him? Whoever blesses you is blessed. Whoever curses you is cursed. Balak lost his temper with Balaam. He shook his fist. He said to Balaam, I got you in here to curse my enemies, and what have you done? Blessed them. Blessed them 3 times. Get out of here. Go home. I told you I would pay you well, but you're getting nothing. You can blame God. Balaam said to Balak, didn't I tell you up front when you sent your emissaries, even if Balak gave me his palace stuffed with silver and gold, I couldn't do anything on my own, whether good or bad. That went against God's command. I'm leaving for home and my people, but I warn of what this people will do to your people in the days to come. Then he spoke this oracle message. Decree of Balaam, son of Beor, decree of the man with 20/20 vision. Decree of the man who hears godly speech, who knows what's going on with the high God, who sees what the strong God reveals, who bows in worship and sees what's real. I see him, but not right now. I perceive him, but not right here. A star rises from Jacob, a scepter from Israel, crushing the heads of Moab, the skulls of all the noisy windbags. I see Edom sold off at auction, enemy Seir marked down at the flea market, while Israel walks off with the trophies. A ruler is coming from Jacob who will destroy what's left in the city. Then Balaam spotted Amalek and delivered an oracle message. He said, Amalek, you're in first place among nations right now, but you're going to come in last. Ruin. He saw the Kenites and delivered his oracle message to them. Your home is in a nice, secure place, like a nest on the high face of a cliff. Still, you Kenites will look stupid when Asher takes you prisoner. Balaam spoke his final oracle message. Doom. Who stands a chance when God starts in? Sea peoples, raiders from across the sea will harass Asher and Eber, but they'll also come to nothing, just like all the rest. Balaam got up and went home. Balak also went on his way. Numbers 25, the orgy at Shittim. While Israel was camped at Shittim, which means acacia grove, the men began to have sex with the Moabite women. It started when the women invited the men to their sex and religion worship. They ate together and then worshiped their gods. Israel ended up joining in the worship of Baal of Peor. God was furious, his anger blazing out against Israel. God said to Moses, take all the leaders of Israel and kill them by hanging, leaving them publicly exposed in order to turn God's anger away from Israel. Moses issued orders to the judges of Israel. Each of you must execute the men under your jurisdiction who joined in the worship of Baal Peor. Just then, while everyone was weeping in penitence at the entrance of the tent of meeting, an Israelite man, flaunting his behavior in front of Moses and the whole assembly, paraded a Midianite woman into his family tent. Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw what he was doing, grabbed his spear, and followed them into the tent. With one thrust, he drove the spear through the two of them, the man of Israel and the woman, right through their midsections. That stopped the plague from continuing among the people of Israel, but 24,000 people had already died. That's killing a whole lot of folks that came out of Egypt. God spoke to Moses, Phinehas, son of Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, has stopped my anger against the people of Israel, because he was as zealous for my honor as I myself am. I didn't kill all the people of Israel in my zeal. So I tell him that I am making a covenant of peace with him. He and his descendants are joined in a covenant of eternal priesthood because he was zealous for his God and made atonement for the people of Israel. The name of the man of Israel who was killed with the Midianite woman was Zimri, son of Salu, the head of the Simeonite family. And the name of the Midianite woman who was killed was Cosbi, daughter of Zur, a tribal chief of a Midianite family. God spoke to Moses, from here on, make the Midianites your enemies, fight them tooth and nail. They turned out to be your enemies when they seduced you in the business of Peor, and that woman Cosbi, daughter of a Midianite leader, the woman who was killed at the time of the plague in the matter of Peor. Numbers chapter 26, census on the plains of Moab. After the plague, God said to Moses and Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, number the entire community of Israel by families. Count every person who is 20 years and older who is able to serve in the army of Israel. Obeying God's command, Moses and Eleazar the priest addressed them on the plains of Moab at Jordan Jericho. Count off from age 20 and older. The people of Israel who came out of the land of Egypt. Reuben, Israel's firstborn. The sons of Reuben were Hanok and the Hanokite clan, Palu and Paluite clan, Hezron and the Hezronite clan, Carmi and the Carmite clan. These made up the Reubenite clans. They numbered 43,730. The son of Palu, Eliab. The sons of Eliab, Nemiel, Dathan, and Abiram. These were the same Dathan and Abiram community leaders from Korah's gang who rebelled against Moses and Aaron in the Korah rebellion against God. The earth opened its jaws and swallowed them along with Korah's gang, who died when the fire ate them all up, all of them 250. After all these years, there's still a warning sign, but the line of Korah did not die out. The sons of Simeon by clan, Nemuel, the Nemuelite clan, Jamin and the Jaminite clan, Jachin and the Jachinite clan, Zerah and the Zerahite clan, Shaul and the Shaulite clan. These were the clans of Simeon. They numbered 22,200 men. The sons of Gad by clan, Zephon and the Zephonite clan, Haggai and the Haggite clan, Shunai and the Shunite clan, Ozni and the Oznite clan, Eri and the Erite clan, Arodai and the Erodite clan, Areli and the Arelite clan. These were the clans of Gad. They numbered 40,500 men. And Onan were sons of Judah who died early on in Canaan, the sons of Judah by clans. Shelah and the Shelanite clan, Perez and the Perezite clan, Zerah and the Zerahite clan. The sons of Perez, Hezron and the Hezronite clan, Hamel and the Hamelite clan. These were the clans of Judah. They numbered 76,500. The sons of Issachar by clans, Tola and the Tolite clan, Pua and the Puite clan, Jashub and the Jashubite clan, Simron and the Shimronite clan. These were the clans of Issachar. They numbered 64,300. The sons of Zebulun by clans, Sered and the Seredite clan, Elon and the Elonite clan, Jaleel and the Jalalite clan. These were the clans of Zebulun. They numbered 60,500. The sons of Joseph by clan, through Manasseh and Ephraim. Through Manasseh, Machir and the Machirite clan. Now Machir was the father of Gilead and the Gileadite clan. The sons of Gilead, Iezer and the Iezerite clan, Helak and the Helakite clan, Azrael and the Azraelite clan, Shechem and the Shechemite clan, Shemida and the Shemidite clan, Hefer and the Heferite clan, Zelophehad and son of Hefer, who had no sons, only daughters. Their names were Mala, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. These were the clans of Manasseh. They numbered 52,700. The sons of Ephraim by clan, Shuthahite and the Shuthahite clan, Becher and the Becherite clan, Tahan and the Tahanite clan. The sons of Shathahilah, Eran and the Eranite clan. These were the clans of Ephraim. They numbered 32,500. These are all the sons of Joseph by their clans. The sons of Benjamin by clans, Bela and the Belite clan, Ashbel and the Ashbelite clan, Ahiram and the Hiramite clan, Shufam and the Shufamite clan, Hufam and the Hufamite clan. The sons of these are some names, Lord have mercy. The sons of Bela through Ard and Naaman, Ard and the Ardite clan, Naaman and the Naamite clan. These were the clans of Benjamin. They numbered 45,600. The sons of Dan by clan, Shuham and the Shuhamite clan. These are the clans of Dan, all Shuhamite clans. They numbered 64,400. The sons of Asher by clan, Imnah and the Imnite clan, Ishvi and the Ishvite clan, Beriah and the Berite clan. The sons of Beriah, Heber and the Heberite clan, Machil and the Machilite clan. Asher also had a daughter, Sarah. These were the clans of Asher. They numbered 53,400. The sons of Naphtali by clans, Jaziel and the Jazilite clan, Guni and the Gunite clan, Jezer and the Jezerite clan, Shelam and the Shelamite clan. These were the clans of Naphtali. They numbered 45,400. The total number of the people of Israel, 601,730. God spoke to Moses, divide up the inheritance of the land based on population. A larger group gets a larger inheritance. A smaller group gets a smaller inheritance. Each gets its inheritance based on the population count. Make sure that the land is assigned by lot. Each group's inheritance is based on population. The number of names listed in its ancestral tribe divided among the many and the few by lot. These are the numberings of the Levites by clan, Gershon and the Gershonite clan, Kohath and the Kohathite clan, Merari and the Merarite clan. The Levite clans also included the Libnite clan, the Hebronite clan, the Malite clan, the Mushite clan, the Korahite clan. Kohath was the father of Amram. Amram's wife was Jochebed, a descendant of Levi born into the Levite family during the Egyptian years. Jochebed bore Aaron, Moses, and their sister Miriam to Amram. Aaron was the father of Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. However, Nadab and Abihu died when they offered unauthorized sacrifice in the presence of God. The numbering of Levite males 1 month and older came to 23,000. They hadn't been counted in with the rest of the people of Israel because they didn't inherit any land. These are the ones numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest. The people of Israel counted in the plains of Moab at Jordan Jericho. Not one of them had been among those counted by Moses and Aaron the priest in the census of the people of Israel taken into the wilderness of Sinai. For God had said of them, they'll die in the wilderness. Not one of them will be left except for Caleb, son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, son of Nun. Numbers chapter 27. The daughters of Zelophehad. The daughters of Zelophehad showed up. Their father was the son of Hefer, son of Gilead, son of Mechir, son of Manasseh, belonging to the clans of Manasseh, son of Joseph. The daughters were Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They came to the entrance of the tent of meeting. They stood before Moses and Eleazar the priest and before the leaders in the congregation and said, our father died in the wilderness. He wasn't a part of Korah's rebel anti-God gang. He died for his own sins and he left no sons. But why should our father's name die out from this clan just because he had no sons? So give us an inheritance among our father's relatives. Moses brought their case to God. God ruled, Zelophehad's daughters are right. Give them land as an inheritance among their father's relatives. Give them their father's inheritance. Then tell the people of Israel, if a man dies and leaves no son, give his inheritance to his daughter. If he has no daughter, give it to his brothers. If he has no brothers, give it to his father's brothers. If his father had no brothers, give it to the nearest relative so that the inheritance stays in the family. This is the standard procedure for the people of Israel as commanded by God through Moses. Joshua. God said to Moses, climb up into Abiram mountains and look over the land that I'm giving to the people of Israel. When you've had a good look, you'll be joined to your ancestors in the grave. Yes, you also along with Aaron, your brother. This goes back to the day when the congregation quarreled in the wilderness of Zin, and you didn't honor me in holy reverence before them in the matters of the waters of Meribah, meaning quarreling, at Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin. Moses responded to God, let God, the God of spirits of everyone living, set a man over this community to lead them, to show the way ahead and bring them back home, so God's community will not be like sheep without a shepherd. God said to Moses, take Joshua the son of Nun, the Spirit is in him, and place your hand on him. Standing before Eleazar the priest in front of the entire congregation, and commission him with everyone watching. Pass your magisterial authority over to him so that the whole congregation of the people of Israel will listen obediently to him. He is to consult with Eleazar the priest, who, using the oracle Urim, will prayerfully advise him in the presence of God. He will command the people of Israel, the entire community, in all their comings and goings. Moses followed God's orders. He took Joshua and stood him before Eleazar the priest in front of the entire community. He laid his hands on him and commissioned him, following the procedures God had given Moses. Numbers chapter 28, offerings. God spoke to Moses, command the people of Israel, tell them, you're in charge of presenting my food, my fire gifts of pleasing fragrance at the set times. Tell them, this is a fire gift that you are to present to God, 2 healthy yearling lambs, each day as a regular whole burnt offering. Sacrifice 1 lamb in the morning, the other in the evening, together with 2 quarts of fine flour mixed with a quart of olive oil for a grain offering. This is the standard whole burnt offering instituted at Mount Sinai as a pleasing fragrance, a fire gift to God. Making sure this is plugged in. Okay. All right. As a fire gift to God. Lost my place. Let's see. Tell them fire gift to God. Let's start over. Command the people of Israel. Tell them you're in charge of presenting my food, my fire gifts of pleasing fragrance at the set times. Tell them this is the fire gift that you are to present to God. 2 healthy yearling lambs each day as a regular whole burnt offering. Sacrifice 1 lamb in the morning, the other in the evening, together with 2 quarts of fine flour mixed with a quart of olive oil for a grain offering. This is the standard whole burnt offering instituted at Mount Sinai as a pleasing fragrance, a fire gift to God. The drink offering that goes with it is a quart of strong beer. With what? Did I read that right? The drink offering that goes with it is a quart of strong beer with each lamb. Learn something new every day. Pour out the drink offering before God in the sanctuary, bringing beer to God. Jesus, help us, Lord. Sacrifice the 2nd lamb in the evening. Thank God for grace in the New Testament, because this is really confusing. With grain offering and drink offering, the same as in the morning, the fire gift of pleasing fragrance for God. Mercy, Jesus. On the Sabbath, sacrifice 2 healthy yearling lambs together with the drink offering and the grain offering of 4 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil. This is the regular Sabbath whole burnt offering, in addition to the regular whole burnt offering and its drink offering. On the 1st of the month, offer a whole burnt offering to God, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male yearling lambs, all healthy. A grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil goes with each bull, 4 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil with the ram, and 2 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil with each lamb. This is for a whole burnt offering, a pleasing fragrance, a fire gift to God. Also drink offerings of 2 quarts of wine for each bull, 1 1/4 quarts of wine for the ram, and a quart of wine for each lamb are to be poured out. This is the 1st of the month whole burnt offering to be made throughout the year, in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its accompanying drink offering. A he-goat is to be offered to God as an absolution offering. I guess you need that after putting all that beer in there. God's Passover is to be held on the 14th day of the 1st month. On the 15th day of this month, hold a festival. For 7 days, eat only unraised bread, beginning the 1st day in holy worship. Don't do any regular work on that day. So we have a lot of repetition in the Pentateuch, because this has been explained before. Bring a fire gift to God, a whole burnt offering, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare a grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil for each bull, 4 quarts for the ram, and 2 quarts for each lamb, plus a goat as an absolution offering to atone for you. Sacrifice these in addition to the regular morning whole burnt offering. Prepare the food this way for the fire gift, a pleasing fragrance to God, every day for 7 days. Prepare it to the regular whole burnt offering and drink offering. Conclude the 7th day in holy worship. Don't do any regular work on that day. On the day of first fruits, when you bring an offering of new grain to God on your Feast of Weeks, gather in holy worship and don't do any regular work. Bring a whole burnt offering of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male yearling lambs as a pleasing fragrance to God. Prepare a grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil for each bull, 4 quarts for the ram and 2 quarts for each lamb, plus as a he-goat as an absolution offering to atone for you. These are all over and above the daily whole burnt offering and its grain offering and the drink offering. Remember, the animals must be healthy. Numbers chapter 29. On the first day of the 7th month, gather in holy worship and do no regular work. This is your day of trumpet blast. Sacrifice a whole burnt offering, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 male yearling lambs, all healthy, as a pleasing fragrance to God. Prepare a grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil for the bull, 4 quarts for the ram, and 2 quarts for each lamb, plus a he-goat as an absolution offering to atone for you. These are all over and above the monthly and daily whole burnt offerings with their grain offerings and drink offerings as prescribed, a pleasing fragrance, a fire gift to God. On the 10th day of the 7th month, gather in holy worship, humble yourselves and do no work. Bring a whole burnt offering to God as a pleasing fragrance, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 yearling male lambs, all healthy. Prepare a grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil for the bull, 4 quarts for the ram, and 2 quarts for each of the 7 lambs. Also bring a he-goat as an absolution offering to atone for you, in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. Thank God for Jesus, because with one sacrifice, he covered all of this. This would be overwhelming. Gather in holy worship on the 15th day of the 7th month. Do no regular work. Celebrate a festival to God for 7 days. Bring a whole burnt offering, a fire gift of pleasing fragrance to God. 13 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 yearling male lambs, all healthy. Prepare a grain offering of 6 quarts of fine flour mixed with oil for each of the bulls, 4 quarts for each ram, and 2 quarts for each of the 14 lambs. Also bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 2nd day, 12 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 yearling male lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 3rd day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 4th day, 10 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 5th day, sounds like the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Thank God for Jesus that we don't have to go through all of this. My God. On the 5th day, 9 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 6th day, 8 bulls, 2 rams, 14 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 7th day, 7 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offerings with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 8th day, gather in holy worship, do no regular work, bring a fire gift, a pleasing fragrance to God, a whole burnt offering, 1 bull, 1 ram, 7 male yearling lambs, all healthy. Prepare grain offerings and drink offerings to go with the bulls, rams, and lambs, following the prescribed recipes, and bring a he-goat as an absolution offering in addition to the regular whole burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. Sacrifice these to God as a congregation at your set feast, your whole burnt offerings, grain offerings, drink offerings, and peace offerings. These are all over and above your personal vow offerings and free will offerings. Moses instructed the people in Israel in all that God commanded him. All I say is thank God for Jesus. My God, how did they live through all of that? Numbers 30, vows. Moses spoke to the heads of the tribes of the people of Israel. This is what God commands. When a man makes a vow to God or binds himself by an oath to do something, he must not break his word. He must do exactly what he said. When a woman makes a vow to God and binds herself by a pledge as a young girl still living in her father's house, and her father hears of her vow or pledge but says nothing to her, then she has to make good on all her vows and pledges. But if her father holds her back when he hears what she has done, none of her vows and pledges are valid. God will release her since her father held her back. If she marries after she makes a vow or has made some rash promise or pledge, and her husband hears of it but says nothing to her, then she has to make good on whatever she vowed or pledged. But if her husband intervenes when he hears of it, he cancels the vow or rash promise that binds her, and God will release her. Any vow or pledge taken by a widow or divorced woman is binding on her. When a woman who is living with her husband makes a vow or takes a pledge under oath, and her husband hears about it but says nothing and doesn't say she can't do it, then all her vows and pledges are valid. But if her husband counsels them when he hears about them, then none of the vows and pledges that she made are binding. Her husband has counseled them, and God will release her. Any vow and pledge that she makes that may be to her detriment can either be affirmed or annulled by her husband. But if her husband is silent and doesn't speak up day after day, he confirms the vows and pledges she has to make good on them. By saying nothing to her when he hears of them, he binds her to them. If, however, he counsels them sometime after he hears them, he takes her guilt on himself. These are the rules that God gave Moses regarding the conduct between a man and his wife, and between a father and his young daughter who is still living at home. My Lord. Numbers 31, the Midianite war. God spoke to Moses, avenge the people of Israel on the Midianites. Afterward, you will go to be with your dead ancestors. Moses addressed the people, recruit men for a campaign against Midian to exact God's vengeance on Midian, 1,000 from each tribe of Israel to go to war. A fighting force of 1,000 from each tribe of Israel, 12,000 in all, was recruited. Moses sent them off to war, 1,000 from each tribe, and also Phinehas, son of Eleazar, who went as priest to the army in charge of holy vessels and the signaling bugles. They attacked Midian just as God had commanded Moses and killed every last man. Among the fallen were Evi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, the 5 kings of Midian. They also killed Balaam, son of Beor, with a sword. The people of Israel took the Midianite women and children captive and took all their animals and herds and goods as plunder. They burned to the ground all the towns in which the Midianites live and also their tent camps. They looted and plundered everything and everyone, belongings and people and animals. They took it all, captives and spoils and plunder, back to Moses and Eleazar the priest and the company of Israel, where they were camped on the plains of Moab at Jordan, Jericho. Moses, Eleazar, and all the leaders of the congregation went to meet the returning army outside the camp. Moses was furious with the army officers, the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds, as they came back from the battlefield. What's this? You've let these women live? They're the ones who, under Balaam's direction, seduced the people of Israel away from God in that mess at Peor, causing the plague that hit God's people. Finish your job. Kill all the boys. Kill every woman who has slept with a man. The younger women who are virgins you can keep alive for yourselves. What? All I say is thank God for the new covenant in the New Testament. Now here's what you're to do. Pitch tents outside the camp. All who have killed anyone or touched a corpse must stay out the camp for 7 days. But you're the one that told them to do it. Okay. Purify yourselves and your captives. Thank God for Jesus. That's all I got to say. Thank God for Jesus. Purify yourselves and your captives on the 3rd and 7th days. Purify every piece of clothing and every utensil, everything made of leather, goat hair, or wood. Eleazar the priest then spoke to the soldiers who had fought in the battle. This is the ruling from the revelation that God gave Moses. Gold, silver, bronze, iron and tin, and lead, and anything else that can survive fire must be passed through the fire. Then it will be ritually purified. It must also be ritually washed in the water of cleansing. Further, whatever cannot survive fire must be put through the water. On the 7th day, scrub your clothes. You'll be ritually clean. Then you can return to the camp. God said to Moses, I want you and Eleazar the priest and the family leaders in the community to count the captives. People and animals, split the plunder between the soldiers who fought the battle and the rest of the congregation. Then tax the spoils that go to the soldiers at the rate of 1 life out of 500, whether humans, cattle, donkeys, or sheep. It's a God tax taken from their half share to be turned over to Eleazar the priest on behalf of God. Tax the congregation's half share at the rate of 1 life out of 50, whether persons, cattle, donkeys, sheep, goats, or other animals. Give this to the Levites who are in charge of the care of God's dwelling. Moses and Eleazar followed through with what God had commanded Moses. The rest of the plunder taken by the army: 675,000 sheep, 72,000 cattle, 61,000 donkeys, 32,000 women who were virgins. The half share for those who fought in the war: 337,500 sheep with a tax of 675 for God, 36,000 cattle with a tax of 72 for God, 30,500 donkeys with a tax of 61 for God, 16,000 people with a tax of 32 for God. Moses turned the tax over to Eleazar the priest as God's part, following God's instruction to Moses. The other half, share for the Israelite community that Moses set apart, was from what was given to the men who fought the war. It was 337,500 sheep, 36,000 cattle, 30,500 donkeys, 16,000 people. A lot of repetition. From the half share going to the people of Israel, Moses, just as God had instructed him, picked one out of every 50 persons and animals and gave them to the Levites, who were in charge of maintaining God's dwelling. The military officers, commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds, came to Moses and said, "We've counted the soldiers under our command, and not a man is missing. We brought offerings to God from the gold jewelry we got, armlets, bracelets, rings, earrings, ornaments, to make atonement for our lives before God." Moses and Eleazar the priest received the gold from them, all that fine crafted jewelry. In total, the gold from the commanders of thousands and hundreds that Moses and Eleazar offered as a gift to God weighed about 600 pounds, all donated by the soldiers who had taken the spoils. Moses and Eleazar took the gold from the commanders of thousands and hundreds and brought it to the tent of meeting to serve as a reminder for the people of Israel before God. This is the word of the Lord, but I'll say it again. Thank God for Jesus. Thank God we're not up under all of that.